What is up, people? Back at you again, Matthew Wells at Mr. M. Wells Art. That's Kendrick Johnson over there at Kendrick Johnson on Twitter.
Okay.
We are here for the 9th episode of the Slipping Dip podcast on the heels of UFC Singapore and Andre Ward versus Sergey Kovalev 2. Man, we got a lot to talk about,
And
lots
still,
to run through, and still.
another check to you, boy, with Sparkle record. 5 weeks in a row. Check. I will say this. Didn't know it was going to go down that way. I knew Ward was going to win, but I did not think he was going to stop him. I was very shocked how he stopped him. Because it was basically a flip of the fight that I watched in November live ringside. But basically, it was a continuation. Ward went to the body. Kovalev said, oh, I got to go to the body. He went to the body last time. He won. Let me try it. You can't do something that you hadn't done your whole career, and you paid the price when he got stopped in that 8th round. Too many body shots.
Yeah, I mean, the body shots were hard, man. Some of them were a little bit low. Some of them were a little bit low, a little bit below the belt. As we, had an episode of this, the title of this episode, rather, body shots and whatnot. So you kind of get an idea of what happened in the fight, man. But as it played out, let's just get into it, man, because as we have some of the stats here on the screen there for you guys watching along live with us on YouTube, Kovalev was the one that was pushing the pace. He was the one that was keeping the pressure high, but Andre Ward was being the slick counterpuncher, slipping and dipping, like the name of the podcast. But
especially after the 3rd round, he was slipping dipping the whole rest of the fight.
Yeah, he was, and that's what eventually kind of wore Kovalev out. He kept stinging him with body shots, popping him with the jab as he was coming in. A couple of check hooks caught him pretty hard a few times, and that's pretty much the story of the fight. Until body shot, wham, dropped him. There was that one time where Kovalev, I think it was in the 7th round, Kovalev turned his back to Ward for a second, and just the ref kind of stepped in for a second, no, you just don't turn your back like that in the middle of a fight.
I guarantee you, if that was a killer in that ring, not the Andre Ward is in, they would have got him out of there right there and there. If that was Bernard Hopkins or Fort Mayweather, a la Victor Ortiz, that fight would have got stopped right there and there. They would have thrown a 2-piece.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Absolutely would have been.
But that's how that makes the knockout even better. He let him get back in the fight and continue the ass whooping. It broke his ass down. Best performance of RJ Ward's career. On a personal note, I've been thinking he's the best fighter not named Floyd Mayweather for a while, and it just the fact that he's a world-class person to go with that. He gave me my first big boxing interview. I'm at the Ward Guerrero fight week. It's circa 2014. Man, I'm like, man, it's Andre Ward. He's not gonna talk to me. Nobody knew me at that time. He gave me a chance, and ever since then, we built on a friendship. So I was pulling from him on a personal level, but he's a champion in and out the ring. In the best performance of his career, nobody can say who's the best pound for pound fighter in the world, and that Floyd Mayweather's gone. It's without a doubt Andre SOG Ward. Shout out to the people at. We're going to give a shout out to our people at the Sports Junkie 101. Thank you for giving us a landing page to showcase our talents. Me and Matt greatly appreciate it. Grow the show. People are starting to catch on. Thank you for your support. Go check them out. They do great work over there.
Absolutely.
Shout out to my man Greg S. Kennedy. That is the man with the plan. Thank you, brother.
Yeah, check them out, guys. The sportsjunkies101.com. Give them a shout out. Look them up. Check your mic real quick. Is that a little red dot on? There we go.
All right. Shout out to Tupac with the gangster intro. Shout out to Tupac with the gangster intro. I saw the movie or the song. No, I give it a B. I'm not a movie person, but if you're a Tupac fan, check it out. That's what that intro is for.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a big week. You know what? A little note about that, man. The Hollywoodization, if that's a word. I just made up a word right there of the movie.
Oh, the extra.
No, I'm talking about when Jada Pinkett came out.
The extra that's made up. It's extra.
Yeah. The extra, yeah. Yeah, the made up stuff that they put in there. I mean, that kind of sours it for me. Like, I want to see the movie. I probably will see it, like, when it's on Netflix or something now. But, like, when I see that kind of stuff come out, that, like, they blatantly put in some extra stuff that wasn't there. Like, I mean, it happens in every movie, you know, especially when they do documentaries and stuff. But when one of the people address it head on like that initially, and they're like, nah, that never happened. Yeah, this thing never happened either.
But they do that in all movies of somebody's life.
I know, but it's like, I would rather not know. I would rather not know that didn't happen until after I watched the movie. You know what I mean?
I kind of see. I'm not really a movie person.
Yeah, I don't know. It just kind of sours it for me a little bit. So I'll probably end up checking it out at some point, but it's not on my list of importance anymore.
Well, what is important?
You said you saw it though. It was good.
Yeah, I give it a B minus.
Yeah.
I know. If you're a Tupac fan, you gotta watch it. Sometimes if I do in a concert, I get around. Gotta get the Tupac. I get around.
Yeah. I mean, that's how it was for me. Like when I saw, what was it, Straight Outta Compton? Like you're sitting in there feeling like in a concert at times, and you know, obviously a lot of that, well, not a lot, but some of that stuff was embellished as well. But you know,
but the ending of they had a boo boo ending. They had a kinfolk ending.
Oh, yeah.
Especially for us to know what happened. The only thing that was cool for me on a personal note was like, as you know, we might as well live in Vegas, especially me. Got my townhome and everything out there. But I didn't realize that the end of Flamingo and Koval by the Super 8s where he got capped, and I go there all the time. That's like kind of like, what the hell? I go there once a month I go there. So it's like, that's what was surreal to me.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. No, go ahead.
Another shout out to my dad, Earl Johnson, the man with the plan. Without that man, wouldn't be on this stage. Gave me the foundation to make things happen. Wouldn't be there to live the lifestyle that I live. Shout out to you, Dad. Much love.
Absolutely, man. It's Father's Day tomorrow. I don't know what's going on tomorrow. We'll probably end up hitting up the golf course or something with my dad, you know, do something. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, man, shout out to all the fathers out there, all the fathers that are definitely a big part of their children's lives. We definitely appreciate you. And I know you saw the Father's Day commercial from Foot Locker.
My dad cussed out my high school AAU coach.
That was so funny.
Me and paid 101 just to let me win.
That was so funny, dude.
I'm very torn on what I need my Lakers to do, but I go back to this word Kovalev. I'm still amped up by that. I don't understand why. I just got my phone blowed up. I kept looking at while we were just talking casually. They said the press conference was a hot mess. They said Kathy Duver, very nice lady, her and Nicole, shout out, they showed me nothing but love. But they said they showed they asses out. They demanded protests, and on Monday they saying low blows. Your boy got his ass beat. He should have got knocked out 2 minutes before it really happened. As soon as it happened, I told Matt, that's a body shot, didn't I? I told you. Because no, dude, it was just putting that work in.
Yeah, absolutely.
And but back to Andre Ward, I'm cool with him personally. But one time I gotta go to his gym, and I remember Virgil Hunter telling him, and I quote, "Andre, don't be scared to be great." He wasn't scared today when he busted that ass. That day he was great.
Yeah, man. I just put our scorecards up on the screen now, and for those watching along, we got a couple of viewers. What's up, people?
I think that 6th round I could get that to Kovalev. I definitely could have.
Yeah, I mean it was a close fight, man. There weren't really that many rounds where it was like somebody definitely won that round. There's people. It's funny because
seventh round. My bad. I said 7. It was 7.
Seventh. Yeah, 7th. Yeah. It's funny every time you watch a boxing fight on Twitter, man. It's so split. Like people are hardcore, or definitely won that round. There's no question about it. And then you got people right next to him on the timeline. Kovalev definitely won that round. There's no question about it. I'm like, come on, like both of y'all are wrong, like because they're close fights, close rounds in a close fight, until obviously in the 8th round where it all started to unfold for Mr. Kovalev, the Crusher, taking the body shots. Now the biggest story obviously is going to be the fallout about the low blows. Were they borderline? Were they not?
I saw maybe one. That was it. I didn't see nothing. To let the people know, who was the man that said that was a body shot that got him? When the dude just said, ugh, I do this for a living, man. I do this for a living. And he did the same thing in the 10th round of the first fight. People don't realize he didn't hit him as hard, but he hit him when the dudes do that, ugh. That's not a good sign.
Well, let's back it up. I mean, like he hit him with a few good body shots early. Like the first time he threw that body shot right on the belt was a little bit right below the belt, a little bit low, and they kind of paused it. But
what was about the last two?
I'm talking about the setup to the end. It was the right hand that set all that up. He caught him with that sneaky laser right straight that just popped Kovalev's head back, and then that kind of set up the beginning of the end there when he got him against the ropes, hit him with the body shot. Listen, if you fold over like that against the ropes,
they gotta stop it.
Well, I mean, like I'm saying, like because he folded over, right, and then Ward hit him with another shot, the one that was questionable, whether it's low or not. If you fold it over like that against the ropes, to where the ref doesn't have a clear line of sight, you can't blame the ref for that, for not calling it a low blow.
Protect yourself at all times, bro.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like if you don't want to get hit with that shot, don't fold over like that against the ropes. And I get it, like you hurt to the body. It's a bad spot to be in. Like,
right.
There's really not a perfect solution to that, especially if you get hit with the body shot and you fold over like that. What is Andre Ward going to do next? He's going to go right back to the body. Go right back to the body again.
That's what he said after the fight.
Yeah, and I mean, why not? Why would you do anything different? I mean, yeah, you could go like, all right, I'm gonna go to the head now, but no, obviously he's hurt to the body, so keep hurting the body.
Right.
It's just in the fight, and that's what happened. The only thing I could say that maybe they could have done a little bit differently is giving him a standing 8 count. Instead of just saying, all right, that's it. Like he didn't give him a chance. He didn't give Kovalev a chance to really recover from it. He just said, you know what, I've seen enough. That's it.
If you're throwing a clinic on what to do in a championship fight, Andre Ward wrote the book. You got something that works, stay with it. You got somebody that hurt, take your time, stay with what you're doing, and make the ref be the judge and have to step in there and stop that thing. People rarely in UFC get that out of whack. They get crazy. Unless you got some Holly Holm action. Bam!
Yeah, it's true. Holly Holm with her grunts and her eesh, all the sound effects that she makes. We'll get to her in a minute, but yeah, well, I mean, what's next for Andre Ward, man? What's next for him?
He talking about going cruiserweight and heavyweight. He need to keep his little ass at 175. I love you, SAG. Love you like a brother. Please do not go to heavyweight. That is a dangerous playing with your life type proposition, bro. The Joshuas and my boy Bonds Bomber, they don't play. Deontay Wilder and Joshua, I don't know if he want that heat in his life. At the end of the day, Kovalev is a really good boxer, has a very good punch, did put him on his ass the first time. These dudes hit 10 times harder than that guy. So I don't know about that one. I think he's just going clean out the 175 division, but he's a guy that likes challenges and trying to get that big money fight. Much love to him and Miss Tiffany Ward. Great people out there on the Bay. It was a great week for the Bay. Son of the Bay, and still got him another championships, and LeBron with 5 losses. On a basketball note, people, stop blowing up my Twitter line with LeBron stuff. When you got just as many fingers as losses in the finals, you ain't the damn best at what you do. I digress. Back to the combat sports.
Man, that's a strong thing right there.
Hashtag facts.
We could argue about that one all night long, but this is definitely a combat sports podcast, so we're gonna stick to that. As you can see, I'm showing the scorecard from the fight here on the screen. You can't see it, Kendrick. Sorry.
Yeah, actually, you could probably. I could have switched that settings around for sure.
We've got the screenshot of the official one as well up there. But yeah, I mean, a close fight, man. Kovalev, he said he wants to run it back because he didn't feel like he was getting slighted.
We'll never step in the fight again with Andre Ward in the ring again. Guarantee you, will never happen. Andre Ward's a businessman. He really didn't want to give him the rematch. He beat him twice and stopped him, and there's no rematch. He's done.
I'll tell you what I do like. The '96 Bulls themed trunks he was wearing.
I don't know where that came from because he's a Rock Nation guy.
Jordan brand. Jordan logo on there, That kind of makes me wonder. I was thinking the other day, I was like, what are Conor McGregor's shorts going to look like? Are they going to be like the UFC Reebok shorts, but just like bigger and more flowy with a tricolor on them?
He has a fight kit. Out of uniform, it's a fight kit.
Yeah, he's going to have the Reebok fight kick.
And don't say, and please don't say, if you're a UFC journalist,
With
listen to this, do not say uniform. The UFC will ban you from current day fights. That is serious as a personal foul on that one. Yeah, so what you think when you heard it get made? First of all, did you think about your boy that told you about it 2.5 months ago? Did you think about your boy, the man that told you the plan?
Man, did you see my post I put up on? Well, yeah, you had the whole idea, but
idea?
No, not the whole idea.
There's more than idea.
No, what I'm saying was last February. I know you saw me post it on Facebook. Last February, 2016 of February, I kind of shopped up an image of them, like what they would look like at a press conference together.
Well, I barely knew you then.
Hey, I'm just saying, if we're trying to go back to who really got the idea out there first. I mean, humble brag right here. This guy. Nah, but I'm just glad it finally came together.
And the only reason it's not in September, the only reason the date changed is because they forced. Here's a little behind the scenes of how boxing 101 goes. There are people in the boxing game that don't know this stuff, so I'm gonna spill a little knowledge to you. They wanted to have the fight in September for some crazy reason. In combat sports and boxing, Cinco de Mayo and Mexican Independence Day are the two biggest draw weekends. Made famous by Julio Cesar Chavez, and then Oscar De La Hoya took it to another level. Mayweather stole that and has always fought in it. For boxing fans know this, he's fought in the first Cinco de Mayo weekend and the third weekend of September, his last six to 8 fights. So, with that being said, Canelo and Triple G wanted that date. They really wanted to have the fight in Dallas at Jerry World. Jerry offered them a very handsome deal. Basically, the powers that be, that run the show in Vegas, basically told them, look, Oscar, if you have that fight, we're not guaranteeing that Mayweather and McGregor won't be the same day. So the only way they could guarantee that Mayweather and McGregor was not going to be in September was to say, hey, we're having a fight in Vegas, because they have an undercover thing that, like I said, a lot of people in the game don't know. There's a promotional window. You can't promote between mega fights like this. You can't have a mega fight in Nevada or Vegas within the 3 weeks. So that's why it's on August 26th, and that's as close to that window they can get without breaking that, and still have the fight in Vegas. Because had the fight been here in Jerry World, we might highlight, do you want to go to Jerry World, do you want to go to Las Vegas type decision on our hands, and somebody was going to lose a lot of money. So the only way to guarantee that people keep their piece of the pie was to do that. Because a lot of people was like, Oscar, what's some answers? He didn't have it in Dallas. No, he don't. The powers that be in Vegas say, look, bruh, this is the only way you can guarantee that date. And that's how it got made really fast. They had no choice but to have it and have it there, because they wanted to have it September 16th. Notice right after that fight got made, I was in Vegas. Triple G come out, smile, him, Canelo, yeah, we're going to do the damn thing. We talked to Dana White. Dana White says, we lost our day. The fight might be off now. He didn't say that on just, he was being for real. A lot of people think he was just talking a lot of noise. If you really look at what he said, he was very accurate with everything he said. He just slipped up and probably shouldn't have said it, and it got taken out of context. That's how the fight game goes. So that's how we got to the dates and stuff like that. Now the money, the money,
what everybody's here for.
I don't know how that's gonna go down. Like this whole $70,000 a seat. If anything, I think they looked at Mayweather Pacquiao and like, we sold this MFR out. We did $25,000 a seat. Ringside, let's go on in and put this 70, because everybody that's sitting in those seats got that kind of money. It's no big deal to them.
Yeah.
So that's what the deal is. That's how they plan on getting $300 million. I don't know how much. I think he makes more for this one than he did Pacquiao. I have a crazy feeling.
I would agree. I hope so. I mean, let's start here. Like, obviously, you just ran through a whole litany of layers to get us to this
That's
point.
that boxing 101. Right? That's all real talk.
It's crazy. Like, people, think they're like, why don't you just get the fight together? Like, why don't you just make it happen? There's so many layers to this whole business that, obviously, if you just heard Kendrick run through it, like, there's a lot more to it that most people just don't understand. So it's just not as simple. Hey, you want to fight? Yeah, I want to fight. All right, let's do it this day. No, it's not that simple. Yeah. So let's take a look at right now. This is on ticketoffices.com. As YouTube watchers are seeing this.
No bullshit. The first fight, I went to Mayweather Guerrero before they started giving your boy some table love. Your boy, they had complimentary seats. Your boy was in 211 row Q, basically touching the top. I literally could touch the 211 sign of MGM Grand.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, never again.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, like, cats are really going to pay $2,000 for that. Like,
That's
you
for
literally,
the cheapest seat.
and you might get a. You know what though? You know what? This is T-Mobile. This is not MGM. I'm thinking of MGM. That was I'm thinking like T-Mobile's bigger than MGM, so you might go higher up than that.
Yeah, you're gonna be higher up. I mean, yeah, it's a nicer venue. It's new. It's shiny. Everything's pretty. Whatever. $2,100 for literally the back of the arena is ridiculous, and it goes all the way up. I'm kind of scrolling through it here. I mean, your prices for a decent seat, you know, kind of in the green sections there from sections 1 to 20. You're looking anywhere from what, $8,000 to $15,000. Oh, and if you want to get on the floor, you might as well just sell your whole life because $93,000 will get you on the floor.
And you notice look how many 4 seats do you see though? I'm telling you, they lost one of people realize you got to be some Denzel. Yep. Some Gail King, you got some real money. There's gonna be some boxers and stuff that won't be sitting. Like they'll be in the house, boxing UFC fighters. Oh, you ain't gonna be up on there fight pass. You be on fight passing on in the back of section 11, row G up in this camp. Yeah, they gonna get paid off for this.
The prices are ridiculous, man. It's. I mean, literally, they're making this the biggest fight ever in the history of fights.
Hey, your boy gonna try to be a fighter. I don't want to sit here and call it what I want to call it because I ain't trying to offend nobody. But listen to me now. I'm rolling on these predictions. Well, there's no way Mayweather will lose this fight. Just period. Like, stop all the theories, the conspiracies. Don't be that guy to donate to Vegas. I had 4 or 5 people. Man, you can ask somebody that's very close to me. I had 6, 7 calls between the time the fight got announced. I was on the phone for 5 hours. I ain't got my dad, who does not follow combat sports. Should I get the fight? I'm like, whoa. What makes you get interested?
Of course. Why not? It's the biggest spectacle. Like, everybody's going to be interested about this fight. Like, I've heard the same thing just walking around through the grocery store. People are talking about this fight. Like, I've never heard that before.
For any fight, UFC or boxers.
Never heard it. Like, it's just crazy, man. Anybody and everybody is talking about it, which means pay-per-view numbers are going to be through the roof. People are going to be packing bars in every city around the country. Around the world, even. I mean, obviously, this is an international fight. Conor represents Ireland over in Europe. People are going to be talking about this fight everywhere, and everybody's going to be so excited about it. And the funny part is, the fight is more than likely, all signs are pointing to this not being a very good fight.
What signs? Is it knowledge or sign? Okay, let me give you. I'm not going to even break it down. I'm just going to put some simple facts.
Of course.
We see Mayweather in the ring with Miguel Cotto. We see Mayweather in the ring with Manny Pacquiao. They didn't touch him. These are boxing Hall of Famers. So how is this man, no matter how good his fighting pedigree is going to come in and touch him and he never fought before professionally? Get the F out of here. Like, come on. That's just simple facts.
It is. It's facts. And I've said it before. I said it before on my Twitter, or, well, hell, many places. Many conversations I've had about this fight myself. 59 pro boxers have tried. Or pro boxers have tried 59 times. Pro boxers have failed. 49. Dang, 49. 49.
Technically 46 boxers.
46 boxers.
He's had two rematches.
49 times they have tried. And 49 times they have failed. So, for people to truly believe that, really think, and are honestly believing that Conor McGregor is going to go out there and touch Floyd Mayweather's chin hard enough to put him on his butt, I feel for you, boo-boo. That's some special thinking. You know what I'm saying? That is some very special thinking. Because I will give it to this. I'll give Conor this. Conor's going to hit him. How hard will he hit him? Where will he hit him? That remains to be seen. But yes, Conor's obviously going to land a punch or two. And how many of those punches Floyd lets him get hit with is going to be up to Floyd Mayweather. That's what it's going to be at the end of the day.
Exactly.
Because, listen,
obviously the hot topic right now going around is that
the 10-ounce gloves is not gonna hurt him. Or Stephen A. said on First Take the 10-pound gloves, and Max Kellerman accurately correct him. He went with that kinfolk job on national TV. Don't do that. We don't do that here. It's 10-ounce gloves.
10-ounce gloves, absolutely. Now that's gonna play a little bit into it, right? Some people were saying, "Oh, they should have went with the UFC size gloves." I'm like, what? No. Yeah, I saw people saying that. I saw people saying no, this is a boxing fight. That's not gonna happen. Anyways, but also, that sparring footage of Conor came out. That old sparring footage where they were lightly sparring.
They said Wade was trashing him.
He was, but I mean, this is like maybe 30% sparring, maybe 30%, and this was years ago. So I mean, let's be real. Look, I think Conor is going to go out there, and if I were Conor, this is how I would approach the fight. I would get in Floyd's face and just rush him as quick as possible. Why are you going to try to make it a boxing match? You're not going to outbox Floyd Mayweather. Let's be real. Get in his face, try to push him against the ropes, and start swinging. What do you have to lose? Nobody expects you to win the fight. You might as well go out there and try to just put that pressure from 0 to 100 as soon as they ring that bell.
What do you think about these people that's they got a clause in there that if he throws an elbow or a kick, he's going to lose money. First of all, if he do that, the fight goes stop. He'll lose money and a lot more than that. They're not going to sit there, he throw a kick to Floyd. Hey, don't do that, Conor. Oh, that's a $2 million fine. No, the fight's stopping on the spot. For instance, this World Kovalev fight today, if somebody would throw an elbow or a kick, they would have lost. The title would have switched hands, or the fight would have changed. Boom, instant stop.
Yeah, that's literally written into the contract. You will not be throwing a kick. You will not be raising your leg off the ground. They will take points and disqualify even boxers at some points if you even feint like you're lifting your leg up off the ground. Seriously, I've seen fights where they will call. The referee would be like, keep that leg on the ground where it belongs. You can't even feint like you're gonna throw a kick. You can't even raise your knee up off the ground. It's just, and people are thinking, oh, Conor's just gonna throw him a head kick and just, cause all this chaos. No, Conor wants his money. Conor is definitely gonna go out there and try to put on a show, but he's not gonna do it. He's gonna do it within the rules.
You think it's gonna 100%. Go the distance? I think it's gonna go the distance. We're going to see an exhibition, people. That's what I'm calling it. It's going to be a boxing exhibition.
Yeah. I would put money, if I was going to bet at all on the fight, I would bet that it goes the distance. And
How much you put on it? How much you put on it to go the distance?
I'm not putting any significant amount of money on this fight at
what
all.
What you put? 200? What's the most you put on it?
That would be the max, man. That would be the absolute max. And listen, if people want to bet on this fight, obviously Vegas is going to be packed like crazy, right? It's going to be wall-to-wall people in Vegas on this weekend. The way to bet this fight is this. If you were a gambler in any sort, if you like playing blackjack, you like playing roulette, whatever your game is, go to the casinos a day beforehand, go to casinos hours before the fight, go do your regular normal gambling thing. If you get hot on blackjack, you get up a few grand. Okay, casino gave you some money. Now take that money to the betting window. And if you want to feel a little froggy on the underdog, then you put some of that money that the casino just gave you on Conor McGregor. If you walk to a betting window, straight up saying 500 on Conor McGregor inside the distance or something, you're crazy. Take some money from the casino first, and then go put it on Conor if that's what you want to do. But for people that are just walking in and straight up betting Conor like that, come on, man.
Stop donating, man. I told you, I got people hitting me up. Shirley's trying to put 100 just in case he shocks the world. And that's why they about to build 4 or 5 new casinos in the next 3 years in Vegas because of people like you. Don't be that lady or guy. Keep your money for your kids and your family members because they don't need no more in Vegas, but they sure will take it. Don't be that person.
I mean, the shiny new arena that they're going to be fighting in, where do you think that money comes from? It comes from people flocking to Vegas and losing money by the thousands of dollars every single second.
Which me and Matt don't do. We got good records on the tables too. Cleared 1,200 last time. I'll be back out there next week, but I'm still mad at the Warriors, bruh. Still mad at them, man. The one half they didn't cover this whole, other than Game 5 in the finals. The one half was the first half against Utah. Cost your boy 600. Still cleared 1,200. We put that big boy money. You can't be a boss unless you got big boy money. But
yeah, man, it's just listen.
I mean, the smart money, if you're going to quote-unquote smart money.
If they go 12 rounds, that's it.
I mean, you have to put whatever you're going to put it on Floyd. Like, that's the main thing. Like, obviously, there's going to be people that are always going to ride with the underdog series. Sly Stallone telling CMZ, oh, he's a real-life Rocky story. Of course, I'm going with Conor. Like, okay.
This ain't no movie, bruh.
It's not, man. Like, he lives in a fantasy world.
He
like,
said that for real?
He said that for real. Like, okay, I get it. Yeah.
The real life Rocky story. I mean, the real life Rocky story when you start. Like, Rocky, nobody knew who the hell he was. People knew who the hell Conor McGregor go take his L like a champion. Hey, I went 12 fighters with the best boxers of all time. I cashed that homie 100 whatever mil he make. Go back. I say maybe the real question that nobody asking, maybe in UFC circles, since I go on both sides, is how many fights does he got left in UFC? I say 2, and he's out.
I agree. 2 is the number for me as well. He'll come back, probably fight somebody like Tony Ferguson or something.
He definitely is coming back because Dana White was very. I've been around him enough to know like he was very confident, so he's coming back. But I don't see him. Do you think he could be around 2019 UFC?
No, I mean Conor's whole thing has been get in, get rich, get out, and there's no fight bigger than Floyd Mayweather. There's no other possible fight out there. Nothing in the UFC is going to remotely touch that. Even if you said Conor McGregor's taking on the tag team of Khabib and Tony Ferguson all at once, like that's not. There's nothing you can do to build up this type of anticipation. And it's just to kind of go back a little bit. That is the reason. Like Sly Stallone said, "Yeah, I'm with the underdog story." That's really the only reason this whole fight is that big, because it's the unknown and people are with the underdog. So yes, people are going to root for Conor. There's a lot of people that don't like Floyd. There's a lot of people that want to see the MMA guy come over and do what people have tried 49 times before him do, and just try to put that L on him. But it's the underdog story. It's the theory of the unknown. But obviously, if you break it down, Conor's not going to touch Floyd. That's
do you think he get put on his ass?
I don't know. Conor's got a chin out of this world, man. Conor has a chin out of this world. And if you're going to tell me that Floyd, a guy who's not, he's knocked some people down, knocks people out. But for Conor to leave the MMA space where they have virtually no padding on their fists whatsoever, who can take a shot. He can take some shots, right? He obviously got rocked against Nate Diaz. Didn't go out, but he got rocked. If you're going to tell me a guy like Floyd who doesn't hit as hard, I think, obviously, I would say Nate hits a lot harder than Floyd. Floyd's going to be wearing bigger gloves. I don't see Conor getting knocked out, per se. I could see an accumulation of a beatdown in, like, rounds 9 and 10, maybe.
I think Floyd lets him go the distance, like I said.
Yeah, I mean, I could see Floyd doing the whole thing. You know how Floyd gets when he's in a fight. And let's say Conor touches him one time, he does a little.
Yeah.
Nah, nothing. You ain't got nothing for me. Do that whole thing. But I could see an accumulation of a beatdown over their, 9 rounds, 10 rounds. Maybe Conor getting just exhausted. But
do you think Conor can go? That's what I want to see. Can Conor go 12?
He's one of the many questions, man.
We know Floyd can, but can Conor do it?
That's one of the many questions.
Here's a little knowledge too on the boxing front. Boxing fans know this. UFC people don't know this. Like, there's a guy named Earl Spence. There's a guy named Keith Thurman. Those guys are the kings of the former division, the 147-pound division, a.k.a. the welterweight division in boxing. If Floyd were to fight one of them, I'm not going to say he doesn't win, but he'll be in for the fight of his career at 40 years old. He's smart enough. He don't want that in his life at this stage of the career. That's how smart he is. He gets his 50th win. He makes more money than he can imagine make fighting them, and he has no threat. That's a win-win-win. That's how you cash out and go to the house. Like, for Floyd not to have a high school degree, the man's pretty smart. And number two, if we have these MMA people get into it, boxing people, please, MMA people, protect yourself. Boxing people are about that life. They ain't just talking. They will throw some heat and see what you talking about or how good your jiu-jitsu or your stand-up game is. Even if you in Walmart talking noise in the parking lot, watch who you talk to over the next few weeks about this fight, because they get heated and they're about that life. That's already seeing a little bit of it now. The little he's seeing of the boxing people. Could you imagine seeing that in a fight that we go to in Vegas? All the craziness that I've told you in a little bit that you've seen. Imagine that stuff happened at a UFC fight.
I'm glad you brought this up because I mean you touched on our past few episodes. But listen, people that are traveling to Vegas, please hear me now. People that are Team Conor McGregor, Team Floyd Mayweather, TMT, Money Team, whatever have you, whichever side of the fence you're on, keep this piece of advice in mind. Conor McGregor is getting paid millions of dollars. Floyd Mayweather is getting paid millions of dollars. Why you decide to fight some random person in the midst of all of this chaos for free? Get yourself a medical bill, send to the hospital, and you get that bill.
And Clark County Jail because they did not play in Vegas.
Take my advice. Do not get into a fight. It makes absolutely no sense. Yeah, I get you get your tempers flared up. Oh, he's talking trash to him. He's talking that shit. Why are you going to pay out to fight somebody when those two dudes are getting paid in more than you will ever make in your lifetime? I saw it. This happened in the Diaz fight. So if it's going to happen in the Diaz fight, it's definitely going to happen between Conor and Floyd.
The Irish people
As
don't
I
do
left,
it.
this was the second Diaz fight. After we left the press conference at the T-Mobile, walking back over to Hooters, I see a guy, and a little Irish dude, busted open. I'm talking blood, like he had a white tee on, blood, like the tee was red. Tee was red, hotel security surrounding him on the ground. And I actually ended up getting on the elevator with this guy as they were bringing him up to the hotel. Like, because they were bringing him up to, like, go get his stuff out of his room.
Questions? Hey, bro, what's up? What happened?
Yeah, I was like, you getting a fight about it? Like, what's up? You know, and they started like, yeah, like, it was like, obviously a Diaz guy talking trash. Like, okay, first off, maybe you shouldn't be fighting a Diaz supporter. Like, those dudes are about their life. Anyways. But my point remains, like, you're going to get into a fight with some guy and you're going to the hospital, you're going to have to fit this bill, whereas the guys you're fighting over are making millions of dollars and they don't care if you get into a fight. Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. Like, if you want to talk trash to somebody, like, obviously, like, I'm not that dude that's going to get into a confrontation. Like, it takes a lot. It takes a lot to push me over the edge. Yeah, like, some of my friends, they've seen it once, and it happened at a house party of ours when some guys trying to take advantage of the situation, tried to walk off with some things that weren't theirs. I gave this dude, it was two of them. They were trying to tag team us during this party, stealing our stuff.
You wouldn't let them act on them?
I mean, listen, I caught the dude red-handed, literally trying to steal my boy Craig's Xbox, trying to steal his laptop. Caught him red-handed, and I was like, man, all right, give me our stuff. Get on out of the party. We trying to have a good time, right? And dude didn't want to leave. Like, he started talking trash to me. I'm like, I just caught you trying to steal stuff, and you're talking trash to me. This is not smart for you. This is not smart for you. So I gave him every chance in the world, and he just kept talking trash back. And finally, I was like, dude, if you don't leave right now, it's gonna be very bad for you. And then he basically told me, "F you" to my face. What? Knocked him out with one punch. Like, I don't play around, man. Like, I don't. Like, if you get me to that level, it takes a lot to get there. And it was just a bad night for that dude. Like, the funny part was one of the guys that were at the party saw him. Actually, one of my old roommates, Michael, saw him on campus. The same dude on campus the next day. This was at Texas State, and his eye was completely swollen shut from that one shot I gave him.
You Southpaw, bro?
I'm Southpaw.
I'm
Southpaw.
Yeah. Circle to your right.
Head movement.
Nah, I hadn't got that heated. But the funny thing is, the last time I got that heated was not that long ago. It was for first time, long time. It was right after Mayweather. I'm lying. Canelo Chavez. The last one I went to the Vegas. I'm out there doing my thing. I just got done talking to Dane. I'm pretty pumped up. I'm gonna try to talk to Dave Chappelle. And this guy that calls himself Radio Dude, I'm about to look in the camera, Radio Raheem, gonna try to tell me what to do. Bruh, you don't sign no checks over here out in Vegas, LA, all the places I stay. You don't sign no checks here. So I'm sitting there, all right, then he says Stan tries to run his mouth. So I'm gonna keep it clean. So I had just got on before I left. I had just got on watching 24 hours in, 24 days in. I mean, what's it, 60 days in on that weekend. So I was like, I called him out, straight seeing him. He's like, oh, you look, we in professional environment. If I see you one-on-one in the streets, we just gonna have to box. I got a 2-piece for you, and I dare you to do something. I give you a 0.1% chance. I'm not hard to fight with you.
This goes back to it once again. People, do not get in fights when you're not getting paid for it. It's just not smart.
Or somebody infringing on your money. He's trying to cost me money.
Well, that's money involved, and that's trying to, kind of affect your career. So I could see it. That could be worth it. Could be worth it a little bit. But again, man, it's just like going back to all these people, man. Like there's going to be people that get into scuffles. There's going to be people pushing and shoving, getting into arguments about the fight. Just keep in mind, you are not getting paid to be there. You literally paid for your seats. You are literally paying and spending money, whereas the guys that are actually fighting are taking home millions of dollars. So keep that little bit in mind before you start to swing on somebody out there in Vegas.
And the only fights I did not see, I've been in six Mayweather fights. 4 to 6 I've had fights, and the only 2 that didn't was Berto, because nobody cared. It was like, oh, he fighting this fool. And Mayweather Pacquiao, because you got A-listers, they trying to be cool and make more money. They ain't trying to lose money. They trying to look at me, I let the fight. So that's why. Now the 2 Madonnas, I saw a stampede. Madonna won. Never been so glad to see MGM security in my life. Like 50 people rush into the thing. I'm at the door and I lose my shoe and shit. I wear size 16. I lost my shoe. It was like, what is, like, it was kind of crazy. And you got like Tiny. That stuff was real. I had just talked to Tiny, T.I.'s old lady, while you in Vegas in the fight without yourself. But talk about that. Tiny's like right over here, and he got Floyd Mayweather's mom and his sisters and stuff over here, and a lot of the media people. And then I got Flo right over here. So you had a lot of A-listers up in here with the media people and the ESPN people, and you got people stampeded in because Beamer fell and 3 guys were those 6 guys. There's 3-on-3. For the Mayweather camp and for the Madonna fan base.
It's madness, man. It's madness.
People freak out on a UFC fight. You see one of those, you'd be like, oh. But I think people should be smart. Like, how many price you said for a regular seat? So you pay, I know people not paying $18,000 for an okay seat to act a fool.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Like,
it's a lot of coin, dude.
It doesn't even matter if it's a regular, like, UFC card. Like, you are paying to be there. The people that are there's people getting paid to fight. You are not one of those people, so why are you doing it? It just doesn't make sense to me. It just doesn't. I mean, learn how to control your temper. That's all I gotta say.
Speaking of tempers, what do you think about Holly Holmes' temper, bruh? I didn't see the fight live. You did, but I think she was more crunk today, and then with no belt on the line, then when she beat Ronda, she walked out. Boom. Like, bruh, what I said a couple weeks ago, when somebody's taunting, either they know they figured out somebody or they desperate and they don't know what the hell they doing. She was number 2, and she paid the piper going to sleep.
Yeah, she wasn't.
She as in Betch Cajeda.
Betch wasn't the only person to do this either in that fight card. Earlier in the night, Frank Camacho, he made his UFC debut against the Leech. And in the second and third round, man, he just kept doing this whole thing, like, come on. And every time, like, it was just like he decided to start blocking punches with his head. Like, if you're going to taunt somebody, you better be able to back it up. And, like, Betch, like, she does the whole thing. Like, Betch has a lot of little antics that, like, make me, like, I'm not a fan of Betch by any means. Like, I can respect that, she has fun out there. She enjoys what she does. I just think, like, as a fighter, skill-wise, like, not very good. As an athlete, not very good. So, if you're asking me, like, no, I'm sorry. Like, I don't think very highly of her in terms of, like, rankings and things like that when it comes to UFC. But to wave on Holly Holm like that, former champion, like, you've literally done nothing the entire fight. The rounds 1 and 2 were putting people to sleep. It was starting to turn into Woodley Thompson 2 is what it was turning into out there.
I got off my man Tyron.
When Mark
he
Goddard,
had a strategy.
When Mark Goddard has to step in and say, hold up, time out, look, y'all got to hit each other. That's what we're here for. Now do it. And then start the fight back up. There's nothing going on. Good.
And then for Betch to be like, all right, come on, bring it on. What you got? Holly was like, oh, really? What?
They gotta do the noise, though.
Question mark kick? Oh. You know what? I was like, ish, cap!
Bam! It did. What? You this for talking. Bam!
Oh, yeah. My favorite part of that was Betch taunts, Holly hits her with the question mark kick, and as soon as she hits the ground, she's like, oh, hold up, time out. And then, wow, here comes that left hand from Holly as a follow-up, and then it's over.
She walk off, though. She almost did everything but the silent, and she did and she would have went like that, bro. I would have fell out, dude. That would have been gangster right there. She would have got like 50,000 Twitter followers off that right there. She would have finished off like that.
Oh man, I love it. She did hit her. She hit it with that fist pump though. Gotcha. Like she hit it with that fist pump walking away. Like finally back in the win column. 3 losses in a row. Holly Holmes a lot better than 3 losses in a row. I don't care what you tell me.
I think she got beat Bet. I mean not Betch, but Jermaine. We were both there. I had her winning 2-1. Especially if you get a low blow, it's not even close.
I did too. So like you know how like obviously I do all the tweeting and stuff. I tweet out all the results, put all the results on our MMA latest page.
Yeah.
I generally, obviously, I score every fight. I have a good idea of who's winning the fight. So, like, I pre-fill out the tweets. I had Holly Holm defeats Jermaine Durandamy via unanimous decision, waiting for the scores to type in, sitting there, and then Bruce Buffer is, like, reading the scores. And I'm like, oh, my God, delete, hold down the delete button. Go all the way back over, Jermaine Durandamy. And I'm sitting here, Jermaine Durandamy defeats Holly Holm via, like, man. I was definitely on Holly Holm's side on that fight.
What do you think about that fight week, though? That was a pretty cool fight week. Brooklyn in the snow, being 2 brothers from the South.
It was an experience.
I'll say this, though.
Yeah.
Riding the subway, when the guy says, oh, this ain't no big deal, we get about 12 to 14, I don't even want to see that. I'm 6'5", and this stuff is like in my cab, bro. Walking to Brooklyn. I'm like, what? Like, I didn't sign up for all this.
No, man. It was
people fall walking to the subway, bust their ass, get up like it's no big deal. Like, bro, you getting laughed at Dallas. Like, what you doing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was crazy, man. It was an awesome experience. Obviously, like, that was my first time in New York like that.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
My first time in bad weather. But here's the funny thing: the first time I went to New York ever was MMA All-Star Weekend 2015. It snowed on Friday, Saturday. The game's on Sunday. Okay, cool. I'm going to the Garden. Bro, it's a 5-degree wind chill, negative 15 wind chill, 5-degree actual 20-mile wind. Man, that stuff was squishier than the snow, man. I wanted to go home. If I was like 20 years younger, mommy, I'm not about that winter life. I'm not about that winter life.
Nah, man. Not only that, like I had actually had a bad experience like the first couple of nights there because
you get bugged.
No, I believe I got drugged, like roofied or something because.
What's her name?
No, like that's what's weird. Like we weren't like hanging out with like it was like me, Danny Austin, who's been on the podcast before, and one of his friends who lives in Brooklyn actually lives in Brooklyn, and we went out to like this pizza shop. Like obviously you go to Brooklyn, get some pizza, right? Did that, and then we went to a couple of bars and we just hung out for a little bit. Nothing crazy. Wake up the next morning and I'm just throwing up everywhere. Like I missed open workouts and it was just like, man, I was literally in bed the whole day. Like that whole day was shot for me because like
that's why I didn't see. I was wondering where you were at.
Yeah, like it was crazy, and I told the story obviously on the MMA Road Show with MMA Junkie with John Morgan and them, and it was just like, man, I don't know what happened. Like I've never felt like that before in my life. Like I literally had maybe 2 beers that night before. Like I can drink up there with anybody on the right night, but it's like I only had a couple of beers. I woke up like that. I was like, maybe I got food poisoning, but I was like, I've never had food poisoning this bad to where I'm throwing up all day. It was just crazy. But anyways, yeah, besides that part, from that point on, like the next day on, like it was an amazing experience out there in Brooklyn, man, with the snow and everything. I'm not used to that either. I'm with you on that. We had that Michelle Watterson day. That was cool.
What do you think going forward? They said whatever number. I don't get I want to get my numbers mixed up. They say it's gonna be back again in November, UFC, and I also said
they'll do MSG.
But what are they gonna do? The real question is when they're gonna do 215. That's like a big question mark.
Yeah, it is.
And it's kind of funny that 215's in August. Kind of funny. Kind of funny. What are the odds of that? UFC does not have a venue for the fight. The same month, this mega fight gonna go down.
Yeah, Dana talked about that on the conference call the other day. He said something about, like, we don't know what we're going to do with that right now. He did address it. He did say it because somebody asked about it.
What do you think about these fools calling him out? Like, we both know the facts. We know what's true, what's rumor, and what is flat out bullshit. But I ain't about to go off and, hey, Dana, you said this in January 2017, and this happened, so you're a liar. No, don't be that guy, or you will get clowned. How he shut him up? Get a. This is how he shut him down.
I'm trying to think. What did he say? Oh yeah. He says something along the lines of, like, he's like, if you're gonna ask stupid effing questions, at least get your stupid facts right. Like, Dana, like, don't challenge Dana like that. Dana will.
It's not gonna work out for you.
That's not a good look, man. Dana's not a guy that back down from anybody.
And people think it's big, it's funny, petty, whatever. The UFC PR team, shout out to y'all and y'all stuff. Y'all take care of me. I got no love for y'all. They be listening and they know.
Yeah, Dana will call you a goof quick, and so many other.
And all of a sudden, that credential, we're sorry, we have no longer have room for you anymore. Permanently. P.S. Stop sending them. We're gonna say no every time.
Yeah, and that's things like that. They're actually another kind of thing that happened this week is the MMA JA was announced. So things like that won't happen in the future if this thing comes into fruition, which is pretty cool.
Break down MMA JA.
Basically, some of the most prominent names in the MMA journalism world, Ariel Helwani being the biggest name that everyone knows, obviously, and a few other guys, Ben Folks, I'm blanking on the other names right now. Basically, I'm trying to get a journalism association for mixed martial arts around. There's obviously writers associations for every other major sport out there. MMA doesn't have one, so they're trying to get one off the ground, and it's going to be a good movement. I firmly support it. I did see some immediate backlash on Twitter, like when this thing came out, and it's like, journalists, like, there's some journalists that felt slighted because they weren't involved in the initial setting it up. They weren't involved in the behind the scenes announcement getting to this point. There's other people that said they felt slighted by some of the other journalists in the past because they had whatever altercations or different incidents happened. So they were like, oh, I'm out on this, or I don't like this guy, I'm out on this. And I'm like, if journalists are doing this, you can kind of see why fighters haven't created a union yet.
People need to check the ego. But my whole thing though is, let's see, I other than Radio Raheem, actually I had no problem bossing or UFC having any problems with any journalist personally. But my whole thing is, if people are too temperamental, like, it's like, okay, I don't like Matthew Wells, okay, but I don't talk to you, man, F that N. And we don't talk or whatever, and I'm just, like, you may do something I think disrespectful, but I never confront you about it, so there's just like this magic mystery in the air that happens over time, and it's like, it's unnecessary.
I don't understand why people are like that. Like, I really don't. Listen, you're there to cover an event, so why are you going to start attacking? Like, I get if somebody does something egregious to where you have to address it, but I've seen, like, attitudes, like, covering events, like, seemingly for no reason. I'm like, really, bro? Like, you're getting upset about that? Like, that's what you're really holding a grudge against this dude for? Like, it's just not worth it. You
can't join, huh? I'm looking at it right now, so you can't join?
No, you can't. They should have a form you fill out. You fill out the form and you mail it in, or email it into them.
You sure?
Yeah.
Your internet bootleg, bro, it won't let me go up on here.
I think that's your laptop, bro. We're streaming.
No internet security. Gotta go again.
That's some of your settings you got going on.
It's that kid folk.
We are streaming live, sir, on YouTube right now. How dare you? Yeah, so as you kind of see.
Okay. I can kind of see why people. You got people with these titles, and there was no voted on. I can kind of see.
What does this very first line at the top say?
Yeah, where does this magic vote come? And I'm neutral.
What does the very first line at the top of this thing say? Until the MMA JA holds the inaugural elections, these individuals will serve as interim board of directors.
A lot of people missed that line.
Okay.
So let's run through these faces as you can kind of see them on the screen here on YouTube watching. We got Dan Stupp from MMA Junkie, Mark Raimondi of
I don't
MMA
really know
Fighting.
him. Ariel, good guy. John Goss, nice guy. Mark
Josh
Ronaldo, very,
Gross.
very talented guy. I've seen Ben Folks work. I don't know him personally. And Chad Dundas, I've never heard of him. He's only one of the six I know guy.
I've seen all of these guys at events. Obviously, I haven't seen Josh Gross because he's been banned from UFC coverage, which is a huge thing.
But he does good stuff though.
Yeah, he does good stuff. And obviously Chad Dundas. I'm trying to get it on the screen here, but it's being stubborn on my computer. So those are the guys that are on the interim board, which will be voted upon once all of these things get underway here. So
tell me, I didn't really. I saw the tweets and stuff, but like, what is how much pull over the, like, for instance, like in the boxing, you could vote on Hall of Fame and stuff like that, end of the year awards and stuff like that. That's official. Like, what? Like, I need to get some more information on.
Yeah, at this point, we all needed more information.
Like, they need to have a meeting fight week, and people need to be more proactive.
They're planning on doing something
Fight week
of UFC 214. So
the UFC 214.
Huh?
Is it of the UFC 214?
Yes, that fight week is
Okay.
that's when something is going to be, like, one of the initial meetings is going to be held. So that's what they're trying to do right now.
Are you gonna be out there, man? Well, you gonna get to? We need to get. If y'all have some money, get my man Mal 213, man. We trying to take the show on the road, grow the show.
Yeah, man.
I'll be out there. I'm good. I got my stuff this week. Thanks again, Lene and Nobby. Take care of your boy. I'm gonna deliver for y'all. Y'all deliver for me. Appreciate you. Thumbs up. 2 thumbs up.
I'm back on the freelance grind, man. I quit my 9 to 5 this week, so that's breaking news for anybody out there that cares. I did quit my 9 to 5. Listen, man, if you find yourself, obviously you need to make money to survive. You need to have money coming in, obviously, like, to keep a roof over your head. There's ways to make money out there, and there's ways to make money to where you're going to be a miserable piece of garbage, like coming home every day, just dreading life, dreading going into work. If you're that person, I highly suggest you find another avenue to make money to where you're going to enjoy life at the same time, because it's not worth it, man. It's really not. And I literally made myself sick the other day. I've never had that happen before in any job I've ever had. I've never had to do that. Like, I've been super stressed out at my previous jobs before, but it was like, as soon as I left, I was able to check it. Be like, all right, that's stuff for the office. I'll address it again tomorrow. Nah, this stuff, man, it stuck with me, and I was like, you know what? This is not right. I've never felt this before. Life is too precious. Life is too short.
Peace of mind's too valuable, brother.
Yeah, it is peace of mind. Like, I value happiness more than anything else, man. So, like, if work is bringing me down that much, like, it's the wrong work for me. So, yeah. Chunked up deuces to those dudes. Like, I highly respect everybody that was at my former position there, but yeah, can't do it. Not for me. I gotta enjoy life.
Back to this MMA JA. Do you think, since we can speak on this and comfortably since we only have a amount of kinfolks, do you think, because people don't understand, that's a real issue in the MMA world. The media, you can't help people getting paid and stuff like that. But the way the coverage is, with the whole Mighty Mouse, the Tyrant situation, that's not make believe. That's a real issue. And the fact that the two champions are not getting treated fairly it's a big thing.
It's a big thing, but I mean, we'll see how it is, man. Like, I personally, I don't believe I've experienced any of that. I mean, obviously, like, I represent my own outlet, so it's like I haven't experienced like
the minority.
Yeah, I mean, you know, yeah, there's gonna always be that element to any job. There's gonna be that element in any job, in any walk of life. There's gonna be that. Hopefully, you know, if this obviously being one of the concerns, you go ahead and apply. I mean, I've already applied. We'll voice those concerns, man, at these meetings that are upcoming in the near future. Make sure that these are things that are addressed. Again, like going back to like the backlash when this was announced, people on Twitter were voicing concerns, just basically straight up talking trash. I'm not going to say I don't need names, but if these were concerns of yours and you feel so strongly about them, that's why these sorts of movements are in place, to where these kind of things don't happen again in the future. So if you feel that's a concern, and you're a member of the media, you need to sign up. Let's all get on the same page and let's address it. Let's get it all out there. Let's make this a better place for everybody. Let's make it not only good for us, but again, like with these fighter unions, man, it's for the future generations as well coming through. So, got to get on the same page and let's address the problems.
Oh, yeah, definitely need to. I just gotta get more informed before I can make my opinion. But it's better than what we got, which is nothing. So that's why people, if you're opposed against it, you have to admit it's better. It's a step in the right direction. Whether you agree about how it's gonna be or whatever, that's your own opinion. I don't speak for other people, but it's a positive. It gives you the right way to do stuff. Like I told you, I've never seen a sport, somebody that covers UFC, boxing, the NBA, Major League Baseball. I've never seen how certain things go a certain way in the UFC. And it's like from somebody getting the microphone every time there's a press conference to there's no, like, that doesn't happen in real sports. It's like there's no repercussions. It's always like, well, this is the way we've always done it. And like this will get a way to get some democracy and get things done in a more proper way, I feel.
Yeah. I don't know. We've talked about that before in the past too. But yeah, I mean, there's a whole bunch of things that, that need to be addressed. And listen, if you're just going to sit on the outside and talk trash rather than being a part of the solution, then you're not really helping anybody. So just sign up, man. And again,
it got you more fired up.
Yeah, because
it got you fired. Well, you got Mr. Wells fired up. Don't do that. No, he only happens once every few years. And y'all about to make it happen tonight.
It's just stupid, man. It really is. Like, we're like the whole movement, the MMAJA, it's been presented as a solution to problems to make sure everybody's on the same page. And right out of the gate, there were a few select people talking trash. Like, okay, this is a concern of yours, so join in. Like, they felt excluded because they weren't a part of the initial formation of this thing, which is not it. That's not what they're trying to do here. So, get in, sign up. Figure out, what it is. Come to the meetings whenever those get announced, and we'll go from there, man. Like, it's not like you're signing your life away to anything, but if you have concerns and you want to see them fixed, it's an opportunity to do that. So that's all I'm saying.
It definitely would be interesting to see how definitely, if it changes it. I definitely want to kind of put my hand up in the pot and see what happens.
Absolutely.
Man, Mr. Wells, speaking that knowledge on there, hey, I'm gonna defer to you on that one. I'm just trying to get my facts and stuff and see how things go. I just know it can't be done because boxing's been around longer, but they don't have none of that drama. And then they have high profile events like around a mega fight like Mayweather and them. Oh, the boxing people will have something, guarantee
you. Yeah, for sure. It's just one of those things, man. This wasn't even on our show notes for this episode, but
give it to you live, raw and uncut.
Kind of came up, man. That's what happens when you just get two folks in the room talking about the sports that we love, man.
And on the way out, going out, since we basically got a hot take, right? Soon as the Warrior Kovalev, I'm still tripping that fool stopped that man after being in the ring with him for 12 rounds and get put on his ass and have to come back. He wasn't having that today.
Yeah, it's crazy.
What do you think about the Cyborg Anderson? I'm just tripping out because Miss Anderson literally looked you in the face, were all 6'1" inches of her, and said, hey, I'm not good enough to fight Chris Cyborg. She's a champion of all time. She's a bad woman. I need at least a year and a half, maybe 2, before I step in the octagon with her. Wasn't that in March that we just heard that lady say that?
Yeah, it was. And that's really, really, I get it.
I'm like, dude, what? I saw that fight, didn't that lady just look at me in the eye and said, oh, I have nothing but respect for Chris Cyborg? Very beautiful lady. I'm not a tattoo guy. She's sexy with the tattoos. But, baby, I cannot, I'm not ready for that. I just know I need to work on my game and give me 2 years and I will get on that level. So how did 2 years get to be literally 2 months? Or 3 months, my bad.
She got some money thrown at her and they offered her a title, which is out of all of this, never mind the fact that Megan suddenly decides she's ready to fight Cyborg out of nowhere. How about for the fact that they're making this, allegedly, it's not official yet by the UFC, so they may throw us a curveball here, but as reported by Ariel initially, this is going to be for the UFC Featherweight Championship. That same featherweight championship that was won by Jermaine Durandamy over Holly Holm at UFC 208. However, we've known that Jermaine has turned out a fight. She's not fighting for whatever reason, and the UFC is kind of like they're gonna make this a championship fight without stripping Jermaine, like not an interim title. Like not an interim title, like just a full title, like they're just making a second featherweight belt. Like I don't know. Again, like none of this is actually like 100% official, confirmed by the promotion as of right now. But that's the rumor on the street, is that it's going to be for the title, which means obviously if they do it correctly, they're stripped Jermaine. But that's just really, really interesting that they're going to make it a title fight out of nowhere. So you strip Jermaine. You make the winner of Cyborg Anderson your new champion. Okay, you have a champion, but you still only have 3.5 fighters in the division. Like, what is really going on at 145 right now? I don't know, man. I don't know.
And you got something like Jermaine. I legitimately feel the reason she doesn't want to fight with Cyborg with you.
I don't know. I mean, if you feel important enough to fight for a championship belt, and another contender comes along that you're scared to fight, you should not be called a champion. It's just that simple.
You think she's scared? You think she's scared of her?
Why else would you not take the fight? I get if you had to have surgery on your hand, which was one of her concerns that she had to do, or one of the things that she had to get cleared up. Okay, have the surgery on your hand, get healthy, say I'm going to fight Cyborg. But it's like Jermaine's not really saying anything publicly. It's kind of weird. Like, are you really ducking Cyborg? If you are, that's not very championship-like of you. So it's just strange.
Are you calling her a pretender?
No, I love Jermaine, man. Like, she's one of my favorite fighters to watch. Like, favorite female fighters to watch. That started I became a big fan of her. Like, I went back and watched a lot of her older fights after seeing her perform at UFC 185 here in Dallas.
Okay.
Like, I saw, sitting in the arena, saw the emotion on her face and everything. I was like, man, this chick, she's got some nice hands, got some nice striking game. I was like, I'm going to go back and watch some of her older fights. And, I became a fan of hers, and I still am a fan of hers, but this whole thing is kind of putting a very big sour taste in everybody's mouth. So.
But you got to agree, though, the way it broke down.
I agree. I understand why. I 100% agree.
Okay, Cyborg got caught back in the day. She technically got caught this year. So it's not like she's talking about something that happened 3 or 4 years ago. This happened in 2017, and she got through the clear tape. It's just like she got too much questionable, and she's already naturally way bigger. So it's kind of like, I kind of see her like, I don't have to do all this, No,
I mean, I get it. Like, I get the whole steroids angle. I get you want her to be clean. Again, Cyborg is still the most tested. I believe, somebody can fact check me on this, but I believe she's the most tested athlete on the USADA program.
How you know? How the hell you know that? Who's your source?
The USADA website, bro. They give you the numbers on how many times somebody's been tested.
But that should be because I know you fell in something like that in like the NFL or something. Your tests go way up. Like you go from that mandatory 2 a year to you might get up to 10 to 12, I think.
Yeah, I mean
have you heard anybody told you how a test is? I got two. I got one personal story. Way back in the day, Roy Williams, safety for the Cowboys in the University of Oklahoma. I'm at his house in Southlake, Texas, hooping in the front yard. Me and about 5, 6 of his buddies. NFL come knocking on the door. Well, okay, we pause the game or whatever. We chilling. There's a guy at the door. We can't go in the damn house, and the other G walks with him to the pod to make sure he pee. Like that stuff is real, bruh. And being on a cordial level with Ronda Rousey in her camp, Ronda told me that like she traveled overseas and like they'll call her and be like, so you gonna be such and such, and dude showed up and she's like in Europe or somewhere, and she's like, yeah, I'm like literally busting the squat on the street corner taking a drug test. I'm like, wow, this is Ronda Rousey, and this is at the height of her whooping ass. That's crazy.
It is. They'll get you anywhere, wherever you are, man. That's why they have to like check in all the time and everything like that. It's crazy.
And you see why? Like, look at the whole craziness last year at 200. They wave it. What are the odds? Like that would never happen again.
No, like you'll never have a Brock Lesnar moment like that again. At least I hope. I hope. I mean, that's the whole reason you have these sort of programs in place, man. you never want to have something like that happen. Obviously, the Mark Hunt lawsuit's still going on. Obviously, he just beat Derek Lewis, put more money in his pocket to keep that lawsuit going. You know, so it's weird, man. It's weird situations. But back, I mean, listen, if Jermaine's reason for not fighting Cyborg is the whole testing thing, like, come on, do better. Do better than that.
You say one of the people that's weak.
It is. It's weak. It's weak to me. I'm sorry. It just is. It just is to me. I don't know, but that's what it is, man. Cyborg versus Anderson, I think it'll be an interesting fight. I agree.
I think she got the first round.
Think so?
I think she got the first round. She definitely don't win. She told us she could win. She literally told us 2 months ago. I'm not ready for that. I'm at least a year and a half to 2 years, and I would be ready to step in the cage with Chris Cyborg. She's a legend. So I don't know how you can get that much better in 3.5 months, but hey, I'm interested to watch it and see.
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, again, like, I'm not a fan of her stating that, like, on the record like that either. Especially when, like, the division is so, like,
so she's part of UFC.
Clear.
Is she signed with UFC now? Because I know she's Invicta champion. So she's signed with UFC. That's the other thing. Nobody's announced her signing.
No, I think that was announced a while back.
Oh, so she's signed. So she's a UFC fighter.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, there's kind of like this gray area with Invicta and UFC, anyways. Like it's almost like a silent partnership in a way. But anywho, yeah, I think it'll be a good fight. It'll be interesting. I think Anderson will have some moments, but I still pick Cyborg to win it, man. She's just an animal in there. She really is. You know, especially if you go on record saying I'm not ready to fight somebody, like, it's not a good look, bro. Not a good look. Doesn't do very well for you.
And before we get out of there, hopefully, man, I'm kind of torn about going to Oklahoma, man. They said I could call. What you think I do? You think I should make that drive next Sunday? What you, man?
Well, I'm driving up there. I may actually even head up super, super early Saturday morning to catch the weigh-ins because they're not doing a ceremonial; they're just doing official. So I may drive up there super early to go catch that.
So what you gonna just kick it? Okay, see, okay.
Yeah, just spend the night, like grab a hotel room for like $50 or something.
Okay, I got some Monday to make that call. Like my guy says on the radio, how you gonna make that call if you don't make that call?
Yeah, I mean, it's a sneaky good card too, man.
Okay, we got Johnny. Who's Johnny Hendricks fighting?
Look, you got obviously main event Kevin Lee, Mike Chiesa. Don't you ever talk about my mom? Tim Bosch.
Come on now.
Johnny Hendricks.
Hey, Felice is always entertaining because she's just crazy.
Felice, Justine Kish.
She watched
Who?
Justine Kish.
She's undefeated. What's she talking about? Washed up. Come on, bro.
She really beat.
It'll be a nice decision fight. Okay. Joachim Christensen against another newcomer, Azamat Mirzkanov. Hopefully I pronounced that right. Didn't butcher it too bad. Tim Means, Alex Garcia. That'll be a good fight. That'll be a nice scrap. Somebody's getting dropped in that one. Here's the one, man. The legend, BJ Penn, is on this card.
Never get tired of saying, the Prodigy. Man, that hurt my heart, man. The first time I saw him fight was he fought against Frankie Edgar, man. Like, before I was like, I didn't even know, I barely even knew who Rampage was. BJ Penn was my guy, man. Love me some BJ Penn. I hate to see him go out like that.
I'm kind of glad that BJ Penn will be there because, I've met him in person before. But
the prelims, he kind of fired, though. They got Carter on there. They got Clay Guida. He's never in a boring fight.
This is gonna be a fun scrap right here.
It's gonna be a fun scrap.
Clay Guida, Eric Koch.
Who's Carter fighting?
Marina Moroz. That's gonna be a good.
That'd be a nice fight too.
It'll be a fun scrap. And then you got Devin Powell, Darren Horcher. That'll be good. There's some good scraps on the prelims for sure. Going to the Fight Pass, you got Jared Flash Gordon, Michael Quinones. Josh Stansbury.
He went through the whole card. That's Stansbury. He was on the Ultimate Fighter, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, it's a good card, man. It's a solid good card. You know, we'll take that little 3-hour drive up there, take it in. It'll be a good night. I'm looking forward to it, man. It's a nice little card.
So yeah, that's gonna definitely be. I'm still on the fence about it, man.
Well, let me know ASAP. I have a free hotel stay through Expedia, so I'll lock it in.
You said free hotel stay?
Yeah.
Man, that's the man with the plan right there. Kinfolks, if you have that kinfolk that has a free room, you need to jump on that.
Yeah, it's just deciding if I want to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning to make that.
Well, what time weighing?
9.
Bruh, Oklahoma City is 2.5 hours, 2:45.
Yeah, no.
So what you getting up at 3 o'clock? How slow you drive?
I mean, no, I drive fast, bro. It's if it says if it says 2 hours and 45 minutes on GPS, we're getting there in 2. But
so I can't wake up at 3. The way it's
you know, just saying. I don't like to cut it close, man. Especially when I'm driving like that. You never know what can happen. Never know
You
what
like
can
my
happen.
godmother Erica? She be like, they say to be on time is to be early. We always early.
No, I
And
mean,
she goes like this.
Like no, like if I'm driving somewhere like 3 hours away, I want to make sure I get there with some time to spare. You never know what can happen on the road. Never know. You know, I want to enjoy my time, get some breakfast, make a few pit stops. You know what I mean?
Make a few steps.
Just enjoy the road trip. Enjoy the road trip there. On the way back though is a different story. I'm trying to get home quick, but that's just it. Like I drove back from Houston. That Houston card, I drove back immediately after that card. Got home at like 5 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, so yeah,
No.
it's way easier to drive.
No, I got back at like 6 in the morning after on Super Bowl Sunday. Took a nap, woke up, watched the Super Bowl, had a good day.
Man, I just saw Rodney J. Edgar, my bad, John Cena. Just sent a tweet out on my Twitter.
What'd he say?
I saw Rodney J. Edgar. I thought it was John Cena.
Oh. But yeah. I think we hit on everything, man. We covered a lot of stuff, a lot of good stuff this weekend. Obviously, Kovalev War is going to be the talk for the next couple of days. The body shots, the low blows, whatever you want to call them.
Action-packed show, man.
Holly Holm with the question mark kick heard around the world. Man, it's a good week. It's fun fights. Obviously, we'll keep it rolling with UFC Oklahoma City next weekend. And then just a couple more weekends before International Fight Week comes.
And
Man.
also, Triple G, Canelo Media Day is Tuesday in New York, Thursday in L.A. I got people wanting me to go to L.A. I think I'm going to have to skip that one. I'm going to go to the press conference or the press conference tour. So I'm going to wait and go to the big one. I'm going to find a way in there. I don't know yet. I'm working on some things behind the scene, but I'm finding a way to have Mayweather McGregor. I'm going to the fight and the press conference. So I'm going to Triple G Canelo fight. Don't get me wrong. Your man will be there. But for this press conference, I'm going to have to sit this one out. If it was in Houston, I'm going to make that drive. But L.A., New York, I'm going to wait. Now, wherever Mayweather McGregor is, anywhere in America, your boy going to be there with some stories.
There you go. There you have it. All right, man. Let's get on out of here for this episode 9. Body shots and whatnot, or what is that? What I call this thing? I forget. Something like that.
Anybody making the plan, forget the plan.
Yeah, you know. Hey, it's 1:30 in the morning, man. We're driving the late night, early morning episode going on. But that's it, man. Once again, everybody out there with their ears glued into this podcast, follow me on Twitter at Mr. M. Azar. Follow Kendrick on Twitter at Kendrick Johnson. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Go to my YouTube or my Twitter right now. The link is in there. Hit us with the subscribes, hit us with the likes, hit us with the questions, comments, concerns. Let us know what you want to hear from us. We are here for
help us grow the show.
Help us grow the show, man. Help us grow the show. We got some good stuff coming up this week, so stay tuned for that. We will have some surprises for you guys. But that's it for episode 9. Until next time. Peace.